Alrighty, what is up, everybody? Gannon here, and I have my friend Dylan again. Well, he's going to be here every time. Back with another segment of the OnePod podcast. We're talking about chapter 983. This is the second episode of the podcast ever recorded, and I think it is going to be a very good one because this is a relevant chapter. We're not getting another chapter for about 10 days. It's coming out on the 5th of next month. This chapter is called Thunder. The cover story, I think we should start there because I mentioned the last time we reviewed a chapter that I thought this cover story was significant. So why don't you go ahead, Dylan, and explain to us what is happening on the cover story.
All right, in this cover story, it appears to look like that Beiji and the fire tank pirates, I think that's their name, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Are there with Chiffon and Lola, and then they are looking at Pound, who is Chiffon and Lola's father, and if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Pound hasn't seen Lola in like a really, really long time. And
that was like one of his main desires.
And that was one of his that was like his dream, like at the time, was to finally be able to see Lola again. And it also appears that he has some of the Tontada tribe surrounding him, for whatever reason that may be.
For sure. So I actually need to go back and review some of the cover stories because a lot of the older ones I have memorized because there were some ones that were actually pretty significant, like Anel's Journey to the Moon cover story, which dropped some like huge world-building bombshells on us that I don't even know if they're ever going to even be referenced again. Maybe they'll go full Naruto Shippuden on us and send One Piece into space.
Yeah.
But anyways, the most significant thing about this panel, or this chapter cover for me, is the fact that Pound is fucking alive, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I thought this dude was murked by Oven.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah. Like, there was shown he was about to be murked by Oven and that was, like, cut off. But it was highly implied, like, how the fuck is this dude not gonna be murked by him? I guess Oven was just being a little bit merciful that day. Mm-hmm. And didn't decide to fully kill the guy.
He does look like he's bandaged up and, like, wounded in this.
Yeah, he looks like he's been fucked up. But yeah, no, I guess I took Oven for too much of a hard ass because I thought Oven was straight up ready to kill this dude. Mm-hmm. But I guess, no, he's not actually... It's either he's not actually that strong and he didn't kill him in that one punch, or it's like Oven didn't really want to kill him.
Yeah.
Either way, dude's alive for some reason. Kind of is the repeating theme of how Oda really doesn't like to kill people that often. But recently, in kind of post-time skip, we have gotten a handful of like pretty explicit deaths.
Yeah.
Like Pedro's, and then who else was I going to mention? Absalon.
Yeah, Absalom.
Absalon. So yeah, there has been some recent deaths. Let's actually get into the chapter now. Wano, the climbing koi, waterfall. Here we go. We have Sparrow on his candy slug. I guess he's left the ship because he got tired of actually like trying to traverse the mountain with the ship, so he's decided to just go on his own to Onigashima, probably to meet up with Big Mom. But Big Mom, is she at Onigashima right now?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
She is. She was chasing Chopper and Usopp in 982 on the tank.
Yeah. Okay, so the pleasure, yeah. Okay, that's a stupid question. She's definitely there. But, yeah, so Sparrow is probably going to meet up with her, to link up with her, because she's like, what the fuck is this pirate alliance? What's going on? But the thing about Big Mom's crew is, even though I was going over last chapter saying that she's a complete idiot, she is definitely the strongest member of her crew.
Like, obviously.
She could kill anybody she wants if they choose to defy her. Even Katakuri has no chance against this woman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even if they were to like come together, try to kill her, I don't think they'd have a chance.
I don't think so either.
So yeah, no, that she definitely, because it's really cool how all the Yonko crew have different dynamics. Like Kaido's crew is like, it's a might meets right argument. So the strongest people are at the top. If you want to get to the top, you got to defeat the people there. Mm-hmm. You got to challenge them. Big Mom's crew, it's really just like, okay, it's a family hierarchy.
Yeah, like I was gonna say with Kaido's, it's like a very like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but like it's very like structured it's a very structured hierarchy, if that makes any sense. Like one like group of people is clearly above another, and you can rise through the ranks by like demonstrating your strength.
Yeah, there's clearly different groups. Like in the Big Mom Pirates, they just have the sweet generals, and then you
have the ministers.
Yeah, you have the ministers.
Yeah, and I feel like
everybody's a minister. There is no power level among the minister because
Yeah.
all the children kind of, once they reach adulthood, seem to get their own island and become like a minister of some specific food.
Mm-hmm.
But in Kaido's crew, like you were saying, there are different sects and groups. Like you have the Tobi Roppo, and then you have the All-Stars, and then you have Kaido.
Mm-hmm.
So there are actually different levels, and then you also have the numbers,
Yeah.
which seem to be below the Tobi Roppo in power level.
Yeah.
I just go to assume. But yeah, so it seems that Perospero is heading there. Chopper and Usopp are going away. Is that... Like, that thing kind of looks very similar to the Frankie, like, general body right now.
I'm pretty positive, actually, that the General Frankie body is actually, like, all of those, the docks, I think they're called. Like, on the Sunny. I'm pretty sure the General Frankie body is actually just all of them combined.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
So this is just like the middle.
Yeah, that's
piece
like the
of it,
chest.
is what
the
they're
torso
using, right?
Is the tag.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you for reminding me about that, Dylan, because I totally forgot about that. This, if you could see right here inside the pleasure hall, that little panel right there that shows us the entrance to the pleasure hall, it's really detailed. You have, if you look at the bottom left, there's like an open bit in the wood. There's a kind of ornament around the door made out of elephant tusks.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very, very pretty. And then you go down to the bottom right, and you could see just the illustration. There's like eroding stone.
Mm-hmm.
Very detailed and very nice illustration right there. Below, I'm just going to say right here, I don't give a flying fuck about what Carrot and Nami are doing.
And Shinobu
Carrot and Nami.
on the side.
Oh, yeah, and Shinobu. To be honest, like, Nami's kind of boring me post-time skip.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the female characters of the crew haven't really gotten that cool. I keep on thinking that anybody who's probably a Soru user could probably defeat Robin.
Yeah.
Just anybody's fast enough to outblitz her ability to spawn arms.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I would really like Nami and Robin to get a bit stronger after this arc.
Say that I really hope that in this arc or after this arc that they get a lot stronger. Particularly Robin. Like, I feel like Robin with armament hockey would be insane. Absolutely crazy.
She definitely has way more potential than Nami because she already has a devil fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And the community has already like thought up of a handful of ways that you can just make this devil fruit way better. Just by, like, if Robin just went out, put a little skin in the game and trained a little bit. But that's just not really in her character, I guess. Maybe she's not meant to grow that strong.
She's more of like an archaeologist, like a brains type of person.
Definitely like a support character, and also she's just like definitely the hottest female in the series.
Of course.
So yeah, Carrot. They really are showing off Carrot's bunny titties for the furries in this panel. But yeah, Carrot and Nami are just like going around at the bottom there. That's pretty cool. Big Mom in her bathrobe going around and bringing life to the objects in the house. That's a really cool panel to see. It just goes to show you how kind of creepy and motherly her devil fruit is. And then right below that, a comically swollen Momonosuke. This dude's beat the fuck up. They're bullying him.
Chained to a crucifix, just being absolutely just like disrespected.
Look how sad he looks. And it's so funny is that this could have been avoided if just anybody put a little bit of effort back at the docks. They're just like, we talked about this last time. But come on. Law was right there. Luffy was right there. Jinbei, even, was right there. They're all there and just watched him fly away on a paper... the painted bird. I know that the bird painting was really good this time.
It was.
But it's not good enough for fucking Gear 4th Luffy, which like blitzed Doflamingo from a mile away. Like, are we really gonna act like anybody didn't have the ability to go save this kid? But anyways, Momonosuke is comically chained up to the crucifix. It's kind of hilarious. All of the Kaido pirates, the beast pirates, like the gifters, and everybody are looking at him and just saying like, hell yeah. Orochi with his tongue out. Orochi's kind of a really good villain. He's funny to look at.
He is.
I love him, and I also
kind of
really like.
Go on.
Go on.
I was gonna say his mustache reminds me of Waluigi. His mustache.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really like him as a character because he's like what is it? He's just a kind of a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Like he's really like a Japanese corrupt shogunate. He derives his power just from being very sneaky and planning things out over long periods of time,
being
and just
very
being very
deceptive.
devious.
Yeah.
Yes, so no, I think he's like actually like a perfect supporting villain role for this arc. I really like Orochi. Down here, something that like is annoying me is just like why we have Zoro, Luffy, and Kid and all them just fucking around and wasting their energy on these people. Like Zoro over here he's like huff puff. He's like, man, you know, we're getting closer to the gifters, and these gifters are looking kind of Chad-like too.
Yeah.
These guys look pretty strong. I don't know what they're like beetles. One of them is a rhinoceros beetle. The other is like a Heracross beetle or from Pokemon or whatever that is. And I don't know what she is.
Praying
She's
mantis.
like a praying mantis. So yeah, and this is really important because I'm going to point this out later, Dylan. It says, give up, take the easy road. You could still turn back. Everyone should follow Master Kaido. Look at how these people are almost kind of like brainwashed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's a part of the smile fruit that almost gives loyalty to Kaido. And allows them to manipulate these people in some way. And that will definitely come into question when we talk about the big thing this chapter. Down here, we have, what is this, Kid? They are fighting. Yep, they're all just fighting. Wait up, Master Kaido's looking for you. Don't me. Just go. Please face around me and die. Yeah. They're just trying to make Kid look cool before he has some kind of impactful scene where he helps Luffy against Kaido. That's definitely what they're trying to foreshadow here, is that Kid, Law, and Luffy are probably going to be the main three, the powerhouses that are going to be in that Kaido fight. Like, let's be honest.
And something I've noticed, that just a really, really tiny detail, and it's like has to do with Kid and Killer's characters. I've noticed this over like the past few chapters, but it seems that like the relationship between Kid and Killer, it seems that like Killer seems to like be like kind of the more like smart one out of the two, if that makes any sense.
Oh, for sure.
Like he seems like to be like the more like thinking one. Like he like thinks things out first, and while Kid's like the one who like kind of just rushes at things head on, like Luffy does.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they had to give that aspect of that character to Kid so that he would have something in common with Luffy. So that when they eventually met later, they would come to respect each other. Because here's the thing. Out of all the worst generation, right, you could probably say that Kid is one of the more respectable ones because he's the only one, besides Luffy, who's like a real fucking pirate and just really cares about just being the best pirate he could be. Like, he's into piracy. You look at Law, dude's kind of a sham. He's not really a pirate as much as he's like a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
And I feel like Law must have the greater ambition to become Pirate King or something, or else he just would have given up after they defeated Doflamingo. It hasn't been explicitly stated what his intentions are, but we can assume that because he wants to defeat a Yonko, that he wants more power in the pirate world. Kid over here is the only one who's actually like a real pirate, is probably the one that has earned Luffy's respect. I mean, Luffy, if not in this chapter, I think it was in a previous chapter, he like helped Kid in a fight or something. But anyways, really cool panel of Kid fucking up some just random normie character. Luffy inside the castle. We see Page 1 and Ulti here. And yeah, no, Ulti's a cool character for sure.
Yeah,
she seems
like
strong.
Ulti.
Luffy declares that he will become king of the pirates for the 1000th time. And even in this panel, you could see just like the detail in it, the smoke and the creaked wood on the stairs just looks really nice. It's not one of the most detailed panels you could see. There are some of those action panels that kind of rush it. It still looks really nice. That's why I love One Piece, is because the manga is actually like really well made. Okay, it seems that she is also very loyal to Kaido. She declares that Master Kaido will be the king of the pirates, and then she headbutts Luffy, and then it is revealed that she is actually a Pachycephalosaurus, model of the dragon fruit ancient type. And dude, I've always wanted to make a video about this, but it's really brought into question, like, whether, like, do we have the official title for Kaido's fruit,
no.
or we just know he's a dragon?
No,
because
we just know he's a dragon, and I'm pretty sure that, like, I've seen a couple theories about how some people say that Kaido, he didn't eat a dragon fruit, he's a dragon who ate, like, a human fruit, like Oni model, something like that.
See, I don't give into that shit at all. I feel like it's been explicitly stated that his durability is because of his dragon scales. Like, I think it's pretty cut and dry what Kaido has. He has a dragon fruit.
Yeah,
like,
I definitely think he has, like, the dragon fruit.
He has the dragon fruit.
Yeah, like the Eastern dragon model or something like that.
But what I was trying to talk about is that, is like whether it's a mythical or not. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it seems like,
would say it is.
So that would mean that all the dinosaur users are also inherently mythical users, because they're all variations of the dragon fruit. That's what I'm saying here. Because if Kaido's fruit isn't a mythical fruit, then that actually means that dragons exist in the world of One Piece. And it's been kind of speculated and even implied that they do. Especially when they were back on Punk Hazard, and there we saw Vegapunk's dragons.
Yeah.
I think they talked about how maybe dragons could have once existed. I need to kind of make a video about that, because it's a really interesting topic. But, so, like, that's what I'm saying, Dylan. If Kaido's fruit is mythical, and the dragon fruit is mythical, then all of the dinosaur users are also inherently mythical users and ancient users. So what I'm leaning towards, honestly, is the fact that Kaido's fruit isn't a mythical fruit, and he literally just has the dragon fruit, and dragons maybe once existed at one point in the One Piece universe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Really cool panel, by the way. Her hybrid form looks sick.
It does.
The Pachycephalosaurus is the dinosaur, if you didn't guess, with the big noggin. I'm going to put a picture of one on screen right now. This dinosaur is a pretty popular one. It's seen in a lot of form of fiction. There's like a Pokemon based off of it. Really cool. Dylan told me, I think we could both agree, that the fact that this chapter was so hyped was not just because of Yamato, but just because we saw Luffy just going ham on the Toby Roppo. There seems to be a... Oh, go ahead, Dylan.
Something
sorry.
I wanted to bring up before they transform into their... Well, page 1, it seems he completely transforms. With Ulti, it seems she goes into her hybrid form. But it's really cool, I think, how she headbutts Luffy. Luffy goes flying, crashes into some shit. And then they, like, instantly know, like, oh, shit. This dude's, like, the real deal. Like, we can't be fucking around right now. Like, we actually have to be serious. Like, instantly.
And you want to know why I think that is? I think it's just evident because strong characters sense other strong characters. Like, they obviously have, like, decent hockey abilities. And I think that's what they're trying to imply here.
Yeah, and then right after that, we just see Luffy just, in this one panel, like, he's just a blur. Go behind Ulti, grab her by the horns, and, like, swing her over his back into the ground. It's insane.
It's sick. And then not only after that, he just, like, fucking folds page 1 like an omelet. Like, page 1 is definitely significantly weaker than Ulti.
Yeah,
I
could definitely say that as well. He definitely is.
And it's kind of a weird thing, too. It's like, it's probably because the Pachycephalosaurus kind of has, like, a built-in mod. It, like, literally has, like, a brick for a forehead. But the Spinosaurus, I'm pretty sure, is, like, one of the biggest, baddest dinosaurs. Like, it's like, bigger than a T-Rex or something. Or, like, it can combat a T-Rex. Something along those lines, okay? the Spinosaurus it should be really strong, but page 1 seems like an absolute pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's getting his shit rocked by Sanji, and Sanji just got his suit. And Sanji, you know how I feel about Sanji. He just hasn't impressed me enough. But, are you kidding? You split his skull open, he's dead. Then where's that hockey coming from? Whew, Luffy's like, ooh, you rang my bell. And then, whew, yeah, like you were saying, just kind of folds her. And, beats page 1's ass, elephant gun. And then she goes into, like, her full form, which looks really cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's a little bit pissed that she beat on her little brother. And I think I was telling you this, but I was a little bit salty that Luffy was so prepared to go into Gear 4th.
Mm-hmm. And
I just feel like Luffy, almost at this level, shouldn't have to rely on it so much. Like, come on, Luffy, like, you can't deal with this bitch a little bit longer without using Gear 4th. You really got to whip it out that early. But he does say that her power is too strong, and Luffy's smart enough to realize when he's got to do something, so I guess that kind of justifies it. I would just like to see Luffy not rely on Gear 4th so much, because it's kind of overused at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, why don't you describe to us what happens after that, Dylan?
Ooh, what happens after that? This is the bread, not the bread and butter, but it is a
no, it is the bread and butter. This is the bread and butter, Dylan. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Like, we see Yamato come out of nowhere, right?
Literally,
and
like, we literally see this guy
ulti. Thunder Bagua slams through a speed blitz, the same thing Kaido did to Luffy. That speed blitz and one-shot KO'd him. Does this
Dylan, we literally see this guy nowhere else. He literally comes out of, like, actual nowhere. Like, he has not seen anywhere else prior to this in the chapter. Like, quote me if I'm wrong. No, he's not. He just literally comes out of nowhere.
Comes out of nowhere.
That means, like, Thunder Bagua, like, I remember reading some, like, a literal translation of, like, the actual translation. It's, like, Thunder 8 trigrams or something. It sounds badass. Mm-hmm. But this guy totally does. He does Kaido's attack. And then ulti is murked. She is down for the count.
Yeah, done.
She is done. That is a high tier level character. One might even say that that is Oden strength. Because that is Oden. What do you think? Do you think it's more probable that it is or it isn't Oden?
For me, I'm personally in the middle. I really couldn't tell you, but there's a lot of strong evidence that suggests it is.
Okay, we're just going to quickly summarize what happens in the remaining of the chapter, and then we're just going to talk about Yamato and Oden's situation, and because that's the only thing that's really relevant at this point. Okay, so they're like, Master Yamato, is that young Master Yamato? What is he doing here? Why did he attack Ulti? Everybody knows him as Master Yamato. Everybody knows him as Kaido's son. Nobody claims to know they know what's under the mask. Nobody really claims to know that they really know him. Everybody just kind of accepts him as Kaido's son. Because Kaido's word, like, like, I'm assuming everybody just, like, if Kaido says that's his son, they're gonna believe him. But anyways, because everybody kind of worships Kaido. You can even see Ulti has this admiration for Kaido. He's gonna be the king of the pirates. Seems like she doesn't even want to go up in the ranks. Like, she's happy being a Tobi Roppo. Or no, that's not true. I can't even claim that. But she's just loyal to Kaido. Mm-hmm. Sees Master Yamato, don't let him escape. We're chasing him on Master Kaido's orders. So, Yamato's very happy to see Luffy. He picks up Luffy, and he could easily carry Luffy in one arm. He's very large. And he's like, pardon me, I mean you no harm. Okay? I've been waiting for you for a very long time. Wow. Acting quite similarly to how Oden was waiting for Whitebeard for a very long time, and he kind of just ran up and took him head on. It's like very Oden behavior. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I'm going to tell you that I honestly believe that, like, Oda isn't, like, okay. It is very obvious that this is very similar to Oden.
Yeah,
like,
the shackles,
it's almost alluding that this is Oden, all right? Mm-hmm. And usually Oda would probably not give us something so easy, and it wouldn't be Oden. Do you know what I mean? Like, naturally. But I think this time that that it actually is Odin.
One thing I would like to point out that I didn't notice until reading this again now, it's very insignificant, and this is just something I noticed, but it's funny how Yamato, Kaido's son, right?
Yeah.
Onagashima, right? Kaido's mansion, it's his home. Why does he have a mask on? Right?
Yeah.
Unless it's just like a character, like
a personal choice for the...
Yeah. But I think, I feel like the mask is there for a reason, because we aren't supposed to see his face.
Dylan, as fried as my explanation was before, okay, I'm trying to say that, like, normally Oda wouldn't be this cut and dry. Like, it's almost a little bit obvious that this could possibly be Odin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he wants us to believe that it probably isn't, and then reveal that it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like this has to be Odin. Okay, like, let's accumulate all the evidence here. He is wearing the same fucking ribbon piece that Odin wears.
Mm-hmm.
His size, Odin is 12 feet, I think he's like 12 and a half feet tall. In the panel with Whitebeard, in him like clashing together, you could see that he's comparable to Whitebeard's size. Whitebeard is like 21 feet tall. Mm-hmm. Luffy is 5'8" and a half, 5'9" and a half, I think. Somewhere around that range. He like grows an inch after the time skip. He's like 5'8", 5'9". So if Odin is 12 feet, then that means it would be like at least 2.25 Luffy's or something. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at math, but it would be like 2 and a little bit of Luffy. And you could see that size comparison is kind of accurate in this chapter. When Yamato is like hunched over explaining to Luffy, like, that's you, isn't it? I really feel like that's Odin accurate size.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, Odin's black, already kind of like longish hair, 20 years down the road, Odin's definitely like at least 50 something, right?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely could have turned into a long white mane. And he's got fucking Odin's shackles on that he was wearing in the pot. Like, those are the exact shackles. And another thing, Dylan, I don't know if I told you this, but that kimono that he's wearing is the same kimono that was worn just by a random bystander at Odin's execution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Ooh.
So let me tell you what I think. And this is why I was kind of making a point of this earlier in the chapter. The gifters earlier. They say, call us gifters. There are nearly 500 of us. Why are you here? Take my advice and follow Kaido. It's much easier. We all dreamed of being king of the pirates once. Give up. Take the easy road. You can still turn back. Everyone should follow Master Kaido. These people are almost like brainwashed a little bit and manipulated. Like, I honestly feel like Kaido has somehow managed to manipulate Odin to the point where Odin's like slightly senile and like believes, like legitimately believes that he is like Kaido's son, because they made a note saying that Kaido doesn't necessarily like to kill people. He much would rather like imprison them and torture them until they decide to join his crew. He wants everybody to join his crew.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So why wouldn't Odin be any different? I honestly, because at the end they shoot Odin, right before he dies.
Yeah.
They shoot him to kill him.
Yeah, Kaido shoots him in the head.
But all the scabbards are running away. I don't think they actually see him explicitly, like, get shot in the face.
No.
What if... Because they run away. Dude, I honestly feel like Odin caught the fucking bullet in his mouth. Said something cool, and Kaido was like, alright. And then he passed out, and Kaido's like, alright, get him out of there. I want him.
Mm-hmm.
I want him.
Go
ahead, sorry.
Okay, I'm saying, I'm looking at pictures, right, of Kaido, like images from chapters before, and there's only two things, well, there's one thing that I could see that could possibly disprove that being Odin, and that would be his sideburns. But, the next thing I'm going to say is that, you know how Odin, in the flashbacks, he had that sort of, like, his hairstyle was like a weird, like, kind of, like, I don't know, like a plate, sort of, on his, like, on the top of his head?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is just how his hair is naturally, or if his hair is tied up like that. And if his hair is tied up like that, if you look at Yamato's hair, it seems that he sort of has hair going down the sides of his face, like on the front of his body. It could be possible that like that's just his hair but down, and so it's hiding his like sideburns. If that makes any sense to you.
Dude, I think it's clearly just hiding his sideburns because it's so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the mask is definitely, like, dude, that's fucking Odin. He's wearing Odin's, like, exact same ribbon, dude. Like, it's either Oda's trolling us or that's Kozuki Odin.
Mm-hmm.
Because holy shit, who else could that be? Seems like the exact same, I swear, that's Odin and he's alive, and we're gonna find out within, like, the next 2 chapters. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say. I had something on the tip of my tongue that I really wanted to say. It was like almost more evidence. But, yeah, no, I'm just going to go out and say it here. I feel like that has to be Odin. And, Odin is like slightly senile, and Kaido somehow manipulated him into believing that he's his son so that he would join his crew. And Kaido to this day is still trying to like control him. But he's too strong to control. And then like somehow in his inner ego, in his inner conscious, like he's still Yamato, he's still like Odin trying to save Wano, and he's going to somehow assist Luffy in that manner.
And by him becoming Yamato, it's like how he danced in front of the like in the Capitol. He danced naked. I forget what the reason was exactly. Shit.
It was basically to literally like save.
But
all
yeah,
of Wano.
It was to save all of Wano. Something like that. I know he was doing it for Wano's sake, and maybe this is like sort of the same situation, which is why he's justifying it to him, like how he's justifying it to himself that he's doing this because he knows that one day he'll be able to like shine again and help the saviors of Wano actually save Wano.
Yeah,
which is who Luffy is. Luffy is the savior, obviously.
I'm just gonna say here, Odin did not die in that pot, dude. Odin is definitely still alive. That's fucking Odin. It's just like the evidence is really striking. It's almost like, come on, who else could that be? Like, no way Kaido conveniently has a son that like is wearing all this shit. Like, that's just got to be a highly manipulated Odin, and he's just not himself anymore. But deep down, he's still got the will, so that's why he's seeking out Luffy, because Odin prophesized that there would be... He basically, remember, back in the... what is it? Fuck. Flashbacks. Yeah, they're called flashbacks. Fucking fried ball. Back in the flashback with Whitebeard and Odin and Roger, Odin kind of talked about in his diary how he prophesized about Luffy. They were literally talking about Luffy, about how somebody would come on... somebody would come and save all of Wano. And I feel like that's literally like his ego shining through, and that's why Yamato's seeking him out. That's just my guess. I'm not going to sit here and be like a confident, pompous asshole and be like, yes, this is Odin. But I strongly feel like it is. What about you, Dylan? Do you still feel
like I said,
are you still in the middle?
Yeah. Okay. The only reason I'm in the middle is simply because I feel like if that was Odin, it would make his death slightly less significant.
Dude, I feel like it would make him so much harder.
No.
Imagine,
listen.
Imagine if Kaido shot him, bro, and then he just caught the bullet in his teeth.
Oh no, it would definitely make Odin himself, like such a shit ton more of a badass than he was before. But like, I just think like how. I lost my thought.
Really have a. Well, I think what you're trying to say, Dylan, is you can't really have a sentimental death if you didn't die.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Yeah.
But here's the thing: there's also the counter argument that's like everybody loves Odin, so nobody really cares if he dies or not. So I would honestly like to see Yamato be Odin.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool, and I would not be upset at all. I would be geeked if that was the case.
Oh, totally. It's like they're teasing us so hard with it. I just kind of want them to give it to us. I want it. I want this dude to take off the mask. I want to see Kozuki Odin under there. And I want to, just be senile and be like, oh, look at me, I'm Kaido's son. You gotta help him out. And I feel like perhaps maybe Momonosuke will have to bring him back to his former self. And that's probably what Momonosuke is there for, because I don't know how else Momonosuke is going to make an impact. Doesn't he have his sword? Perhaps he's going to
Yeah, he has
return...
Ame no Habakiri. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, dude, perhaps he's going to return the sword to his father, and then Odin is going to help them possibly defeat Kaido.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yeah, that'd be insane.
I'm still perplexed on how they're going to deal with both Kaido and Big Mom. That's the real twist in this whole entire debacle that has really just thrown me off. Mm-hmm. Because before I just thought it was, it's everybody against Kaido. But then Oda was like, oh yeah, Big Mom's here and they're making an alliance. So I'm perplexed. I don't have any actual solid guesses to how this war is going to go, but I'm excited. I'm extremely excited to see what happens.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, guys, let's finish this off by rating the chapter. I'm going to give this one definitely an 8.5 out of 10, just because we saw Luffy fight some strong, formidable opponents, and then that Yamato reveal was excellent.
Yeah, I was going to say like 8 out of 10. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the second episode of our podcast. I assume as we keep on doing more of these that they're just going to get better with time. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video. If you have anything you'd like to share or anything you'd like to talk about, please leave it down in the comments below. We're going to have to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Dylan, say bye.
Goodbye.